Hey guys, Shalako here. Back with another episode of FS19. Got another contract started here. I wanted to bring you back in because I think I had mentioned before, I want to try to do more purchases on camera. And to be perfectly honest with you, I already bought this item without thinking about it. So we're going to go over that here in just a second, what I bought. I bought a trailer for seed. I bought this. It was getting to be a little bit of a pain without a flat trailer to haul the seed pallets, and within the game itself, there's not really a good way to haul them. So I went ahead and bought this. That way we can load the seed into the cart at the dealer, and then we can haul it to wherever we need. So I think it's probably going to be a little bit easier. I've never bought this before. We do see these all over the place around where I live. So it's definitely something that a lot of people do use nowadays. So I'm kind of excited to get to play with this a little bit. So I'm gonna get this worker set up here, continue this contract. Okay. And I'll probably head on over there and I'll kind of see what's up with that. So I'll meet you guys over at the shop. Alright, I know I said I was going to bring you back in and show you this thing at the dealer. I was just having so much trouble with it, trying to get the seeds in there and get things figured out on that end of it. It really, I was really getting kind of frustrated, honestly. This thing, I honestly don't know that I like it. It looks extremely cool. It looks appropriate, but once I use the seeds that are in it, I'm not sure that I'm going to use it again. Honestly, it was just too complicated. This thing, when I was filling it, let me kind of show you what's going on here. I also repaired this tractor off camera, so we're back to full tractor health, I guess. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but I was a little curious. I was hesitant to repair them because I'd never repaired a tractor before, honestly, and I didn't know if it would keep the hours or if it would reset the hours, so I was kind of nervous to do that. Alright, let me show you what we're doing here, if I can figure it out. Maybe. Pipe out, pipe in. Okay. I think I got to pipe in first. And then, yeah. Okay. So there's two different bins, I guess you could call it. You got a front one and a back one. And the front one filled up just fine. But then I pushed the button again to switch to the rear. And I would go get the bag of seed. And most of the time, by the time I got back over to here to put the seed in, this thing switched back over to the other side. And it just kept doing that again and again and again until I went and got this tractor to hook to it to keep it into place. Or to not even to keep it into place, but just so that when it swapped back, I could jump in that, push it back, and continue to fill. So I don't know if it's buggy, if I'm doing something wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm probably or possibly going to look at getting into something different. And I don't know. I'd hate to go with an auger or a cart, a grain cart, but I might do that. I need to do some playing around on a test save and see if just the regular trailer, see if I can fill a planter straight from that. Because if I can, then that's probably going to be the way to go. Just go ahead and sell the trailer, the seed tender or seed tedder, whatever they call it. Sell that thing and just get this with the tall sides. That's probably going to be the best bet. It's way cheaper, and I think we'll still probably come out ahead on that venture if I can find it. Yeah, it's still worth 14,000, so we would make not a profit, but we wouldn't have lost money. Well, yeah, I guess we would have lost money. It's fine. Anyways, just wanted to show you that. I'm like I said, I'm really impressed with the model. It's another really good one. Even the detail like on the engine here, you know, this probably would have a Honda engine, and that's what that is. So that's really good detail. All the little labels on here, you can read all the labels mostly. I think there was one maybe over here that you could actually read. Yeah, pinch point. See? So beautiful, beautiful model, but kind of buggy, kind of a pain to use. So looks like I need to replant here, so I'm gonna get to work on that. Okay guys, wanted to take some time here while this field gets harvested to talk about the different series on the channel. I know I've got several things going right now, quite a few irons in the fire as far as series, and that may not be something that most people do within their first month on YouTube, but I am really excited about everything that I've got going and everything I've got planned for the future. I had said before in one of the previous episodes of this series that there may be the possibility of some IRL, like DIY stuff. I've got some different things planned for that, possibly when the weather gets warmer. Maybe some small restoration projects on some antique tools and shop equipment. Things like that, perhaps, but that's down the road. The new series, the Small Time Farm series, I'm very excited about that. I've not had a chance to play with any smaller tractors. I could have, but it's such a pain on most of the fields in the standard maps. So I'm excited to play with those on a smaller scale and just to kind of see where that series goes and see how it evolves. As far as the Minecraft thing, as I'd said before, I am so into Farming Sim right now that I haven't played much at all. I will get back to it at some point. That's definitely a project that I do want to finish, and I will finish it. So that's my plans for that. As far as this series, this original FS19 series, I think maybe a good goal for it will be to attempt buying out the entire map. That's not something that I've ever done before, and it seems like a good goal to set for this series. So those are kind of the plans moving forward, and I'll let you guys get back to the rest of the video. Figured I'd bring you in here. Let's see what we get for this. The sale price was 1,700 and something over here, so I figured it was a good place to take it. We only had like 78 or 79% in here, which I feel like is less than we normally have. So I'm not sure. Yeah, we only had 28,000. I'm not sure why. Maybe our yield was a little bit low. Not really sure, but hey, we're almost to 400,000. We're at 383. Ooh, watch out for that pole. Speaking of poor driving, I ordered a new power supply for my Logitech steering wheel. I don't remember if I mentioned it or not. I got it out the other day trying to hook it up to play this, and apparently when I put it away for storage, I did not put the cable in there with it, and it's missing. So, got a new one of those coming. Be here in a few days. In the meantime, still on the keyboard and mouse. So, yep, 28,000 on our way to I'm still deciding for sure how much money we need. Probably over 400,000. I haven't really decided yet. We don't have any loans out at the moment, so we could always borrow some money if necessary. I would rather not borrow too much if I don't have to, though, so that's just kind of how I like to do things, if at all possible. So we'll see. Alright, we're on the next harvest. This is the last little bit. Got about 35,000 from the first full load. And about that, so a little over 40,000. That is not too bad. If you're observant and quick with math, you might notice that that doesn't add up with the amount we had before as far as cash. That's because I went ahead and swapped around those grain trailers. The one that we had, you know, ooh, must have hit that. The seed trailer that we had, I did not like. So I went ahead and bought the little trailer like we had talked about, and went ahead and bought seeds. I didn't quite realize how much seed was left in the cart that I was returning. So we have a little bit of extra seed. Luckily, there is no like mold mechanic or anything like that that goes on in this game. So we got a little bit of seed here, but that's fine. We can just scoop it up, and then we'll be able to just pour it back into the planter or the seeder. And we'll just do it like that, and then once this is gone, we'll load from the back of the trailer, and then any excess we can just pour back in the top. So that will work fine for now. It'll actually work really well. So that's what we're going to go with for the time being. Eventually, once we're rich, we may get an auger cart and just put our seeds in there. But for now, we're going with the pile on the ground and a loader bucket. So this guy's planting that. You're there. More money. Never-ending cycle. Alright, you guys. I have been doing a lot of work, and I have $555,000. So, that is going to be enough to get, for sure, to get our land expansion done. And what I think I want to do, I was wanting to buy out this strip, but I think the most efficient use of our money and the easiest fields to harvest, and that's kind of what I'm looking at also, it's going to be number 12. So if we go into the buy lands section here, we can see these are real cheap. That's 102, 126, and this is a little more, 213. So we could buy out this section here. We could do that and then just farm this whole area. But you know, there's all these curves here. I do eventually, obviously, like I said, I wanted to buy out the map, but I think our best bet is going to be number 12. So that's 428,000 and $136. So I think we're going to go ahead and do it. Let's do it. We did it. Okay. So now we have much less money. We have $127,000 now. Okay, so looking at the size of our fields, you see we got 19 here, which we expanded, and then 16, which is roughly the same size. And then you take a look at this, that's like 3 of these fields. Like 3 of 19 is what 12 is. But it's much easier to farm. This is all open, it's all flat. Eventually we'll get field 6, but it was quite a bit more, I think. Well, no, it was a little more. Oh, whoopsie. But eventually we'll go ahead and get that too. Now, with the small tractors that we have, planting is going to be rough. What we need to do is get into a bigger planter. So, where are we at? Seeders. I want something that cultivates as well as plants. Right now we've got this, the Rapidae 600S. Let's see. We got the Horsch, Pronto 9 DC. It does cultivate. The Lemken does not say that it does. I'm guessing it does not. There doesn't seem to be any parts on there to cultivate. I think this is what we're going to go with. It's, let's see, 3 meters wider. That is, how much? $104,000. So I think this is what we're going to go with. Now I realize we're spending most of our money, and I just got done earlier in this episode saying I did not want to get a loan, but I'm going to get a small loan. And what we're going to do is jump over here, and this, you'll notice how expensive these tractors are. We're not going to buy one of these tractors. What I have is a mod that I actually haven't played with in a long time, so the model may not look as good as I remember. But I'm going to go with a mod of an older John Deere tractor that is somewhat appropriate as far as the pricing for a used tractor. So eventually we could get some big buds, but we're not going to do that either. We're going to go with this one. Now, yeah, the model doesn't look terrible. Most of these mods, they don't look amazing, but it looks okay. And for the engine setup, let's see, how much horsepower? 425. We're going to go with the standard horsepower, and we can always upgrade that. We got design changes, looks like lights up here on the top, and GPS, which I don't think we really need that. Doesn't cost that much, but we don't really need it. We're going to leave the duals on here, I think, because, yeah, they really doesn't matter. And I do kind of like, well, I mean, we could go with those. That doesn't look too bad. I don't think it makes any difference as far as how it performs or anything. This is how it spawns in. I think we're going to go with this one. The cost is the same regardless. So, Firestone, Trelleborg, Midas. Well, hey, I mean, we may as well go with a Firestone, right? Honestly, I don't like the look of those as well. What did it spawn in with? Was it Trelleborg? Yeah, let's go with these. They look pretty good. Engine set up there. Okay, so we need 63,000. And we had Trelleborg, dual skinny. So let's get a loan going. We've got 23,000 left. So let's just borrow some money. Let's borrow up to like 100,000. That will let us get the tractor and have some operating money. So we're at Trelleborg, dual skinny. Yeah, that looks okay. Standard horsepower, which is still 400 horse, still plenty to go and to pull that seeder. So let's go and check this out. Okay. Yeah, the model doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit smooth. And the shutting off sounds aren't the best. But, yeah, yeah, Definitely not as nice as the in-game models, but they don't have one of these in the game, so this is what we're going with. Let's go ahead and hook up to the planter here, and this is an articulated steering tractor, so it's a little more tricky. Let's take a look at this planter. We really don't have any planters that look like this around here at all. Got the seed bin up top here. Let's actually pull forward. Oh, did I not? Oh, uh-oh. Ooh. I did not think about that. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, oopsies. Okay, at this point I realized that I definitely made a mistake. I kind of rambled on for a while here, going back and forth, looking for some sort of adapter or dolly to use in place, in between the tractor and the trailer. I was sure that I had seen one before, but then I kind of figured out that there probably was not one. Maybe I was thinking of a mod. So started looking at new tractors. Wanted something with enough horsepower to pull the planter and not be hurting for power, and kind of decided that I probably just needed to sell the John Deere for now, recoup a little bit of the money that I wasted on accident. So we had plenty of room left to take out that loan. It's not really too big a deal, and we can recover from it fairly quickly. Just running through some of the options there, and then we'll get it bought, and I'll run through it a little bit more here in just a second. And 5. I think that was 5. Yeah, bad at math. Okay. This is a nice tractor, so let's take a look at this. This will at least be a little more fun to look at. Let's go ahead and just pull this forward though first and unfold it. That way we can take a look at the planter at the same time. Let this guy finish. Okay. Now, so here's the Fendt. A lot of these European tractors, I've never really seen any here, but they've got PTOs on the front as well as a 3-point. Not something that's real common in the United States, and not in Central Illinois, but it's there. I have been seeing actually some YouTube advertisements for Fendt tractors, which isn't surprising. They kind of spy on you and they give you ads based on what you search for. So tractor stuff kind of makes sense. Anyways, another really good looking in-game model, really good detail. All these hookups on the back, the safety caps on stuff, just looks amazing. They've even went so far as to put like tire sizes on the tires, which I think is really cool. And they put the brand on there too. Let's take a look at the cab view, which I think we should start doing. You got our computer monitor readout stuff. I don't know what all this stuff does, if I'm being completely honest with you. I know a lot of it can be set up to monitor like seed application rates and stuff like that, and just different monitors for basically everything. They can tell you if hydraulic filters and oil filters are plugged. Some really amazing stuff nowadays going into the technology on these tractors. But yeah, your buddy's seat there, your ride-along seat. Nice little interior. Gotta have the radio. But the planter, they could have done a little better on the tires, I suppose. That texture is kind of flat. But, the rest of it is pretty good. Yeah, mostly. They really focused on the tractors, I think. And some of the smaller models, it seems like, have a better design, more detail. But see, there's a lot of detail here though, so yeah. The Horsch Pronto 9DC. Let's go ahead and fold this up, and we're gonna fill it up before we leave here, and then we're gonna go check out field 12. So let's go ahead and get this filled up and drive on over there. Alright, here we are at field 12. This guy unfolded. Right now, there is a crop on here that we're just going to plow under and use it as our catch crop, our first stage of fertilizer. That way we can save a step. I believe, yeah, it's sugar beets, so we definitely do not want to deal with that. So let's lower that, turn that guy on. Oh, no, we don't want to plant wheat, though. Let's see. We want soybeans. Yes. Okay. Let's see what this guy does here. Okay, so we got 9, 10, ooh, 11 miles an hour. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, I didn't actually look at the speed. So, if I remember correctly, that's, what was the other one, 9 miles an hour? I think the other one only went 9. So, yeah, that's going to save quite a bit of time. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's going to be really good. Okay, so let's just hire a worker. Let's get that guy going. And let's actually check and see what the speed rating was for our old one. Oh, it was also 11. Okay. Well, oh well. I guess maybe this tractor is pulling it easier. The engine's not wound up as much. I'm not sure. Either way, we spent a lot of money today in this episode, but we've really increased our farm's ability to make money. I'm not sure where that thought was going. But I had a whole lot of fun. There was a lot of grinding done off camera in this episode. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Or the lack of recording. I didn't want to take you guys along for all of it because there was a lot of harvesting. And I really just wanted to get that field bought. I was anxious to get it going. And it's not at all uncommon. In fact, a lot of farms run with an operating loan. So that's just what we did. We got our operating loan going, and we're going to work on paying it back, which we'll be able to do much, much easier now, since we're going to be, more than doubling our income per harvest. So really excited about that. Once we get this loan paid off, our next purchase is going to be probably a bigger combine. I would imagine that we'll keep this one for use on the smaller fields, at least for now. But at some point, we'll probably be upgrading this as well and getting something a little bit better. Or, well, maybe not better, but just something different. I don't know. As long as I can afford to do it, I think for the most part, now that we're making money, I'm going to hold on to the tractors. At least the ones that we are replacing, you know. So let's get this going with some oilseed radish. And I think that's going to be about it for this episode. I'm going to let this guy go. And let's see, what is our loan balance? 295,000. So that leaves us with 25,000 in the bank. Oh boy, we got a little bit of work ahead of us to pay back that $300,000 or 295,000. We got our seeds here. Still got almost a whole trailer load of seeds. So that will be good. Yeah. I think that's about all we got time for this time. So, if you guys did like the video and the new purchase of land, we own this property, this one, and this one now. So we're moving along. We're making strides. I think probably at this point at least it would make sense for the next purchase to be Field 6, or the next land purchase anyway. Plans may change. I may decide I want to do animals or something like that. So you never know. But anyways, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.